Hello friends, welcome back to 9 Little Aussies. I have a question for you. So I have grown these beans and I have an idea of a couple of them, but when we were shelling them the other day, I realized I don't know what some of them are and I didn't keep a good record. So I thought I'd show you and see if you can help me figure out what they are. So these ones here are like black and white, and I think, let me show you a little bit more closely. I think these are the cowpeas that I got from Jess from Roots and Refuge, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. I think that's what that is. And then there are these ones. Oops, oh no, hang on. Then there is this one, which is sort of a maroni color with a cream color, and I have no idea what this is. And this here is, I believe, the same bean, only a little bit greener, so it hasn't dried out. So if that helps, I hope I'm getting a good angle there. Then I have this. Now I believe these are the Mississippi pink eye. I'm pretty sure that's what those are. So the mystery really is out the back where I had the chickens last winter. There's just, I kind of just did a cover crop, and so I scattered seeds and I planted a few deeper in under the wood chips, and I've just let it grow wild and as a cover. And there's okra out there, but I didn't realize, but there's two different types of peas out there at least, or beans. So there's this one out there, and there's this one. So if anyone out there can differentiate between the two and tell me what you think they might be, that would be awesome. I wasn't going to turn the camera on today, but I came out to bring some scraps out to the chooks. And then I thought, I bought a basket and I thought I'll see if I can get any okra. And I mean, this is my okra jungle, people. I am surrounded by okra. The ones in here, we're burning off over there. Ones in here did not get as big as the ones inside the yard, but they've gotten so thick and they're just full of okra pods. I can't keep up with it. It's craziness. So it makes my father-in-law and my mother-in-law very happy to see baskets of okra sitting on the kitchen bench. They love the stuff. And I don't mind it. I'm not like completely enamored with it like they are, but I don't mind a bit of fried okra. You see this sea of okra. I've gone to put my scissors away a couple of times, and then you just stand for a moment and look, and they appear. They're hiding in the foliage and they just appear. And the children and I were harvesting these peas the other day. These ones. And they're sort of a black and white pea on the inside. But also out here I have, let me see, is this one different? Yeah, I have this one, which I'll show you. They're different on the inside, and I'm not sure what they are. But I am about to be carried away by mosquitoes out here. I came to get a few okra, and now my apron pockets, I don't know if you can see, my apron pockets are bulging, and my basket is full, so that'll keep us busy for a while. But I just can't stay on top of it. There is just so much okra here, which it's working well as a cover crop, and all these peas as well as a cover crop, and we've already harvested a couple of bucketfuls. So cover crop that feeds us, can't complain about that. Now I know some of these are actually too big, but so that's a nice soft one, but some of them are too big. So what I've been doing is just picking the big ones anyway and chopping them up into a few pieces and feeding them to the chooks, which are right there, which makes them quite happy, doesn't it, chookies? I'll give you a quick little garden update while I'm out here. Now this is the bed I got done, and it is now looking a little scrappy because the only thing that has changed is escaping chickens that continue to scratch it up, and I rake it up nicely and then they scratch it up again. I'm pretty sure we just need to get busy, get in there and clip the wings of a lot of those chooks. So they've scratched up through here as well, but I have these are the spaghetti squash that I planted. So they've come up and I think they've so far survived the chooks scratching. So there's several of those there, so I'm pretty happy to see that. Because nothing much else is happening, honestly. I got this bed done along this fence, just cleaned out all of the spent tomatoes, and just saw some more okra, and so cleaned all that out, so that felt good. That one's cleaned out. Took out the cucumbers that were spent. I have some dried peas over there. I'm saving them on the vine for seeds, so I have to collect them. I don't know if you can see that very well, putting some veggie scraps under my banana tree, and you can see it's starting to grow a little, get a bit of height, and it's grown a little pup, a little baby banana tree. Actually, there's two of them come up there. They're called pups. So that is pretty cool. And a viewer in Portugal, I think, mentioned that because they grow lots of bananas there, and people there throw vegetable scraps all around the base of their banana trees and it helps them grow. So I thought, I can do that. That sounds good. So the only other thing we've got going over here really, and it's covered in lawn clippings from the mowing, but the sweet potatoes are doing really well. And the okra, like, see how tall these ones are? They're just way above my head. But even there, everything's looking dry. I need to water everything. It's been days now, maybe even a couple of weeks since we've had rain. And I'm periodically watering it, but I'm letting it go a fair while in between waterings. I don't want to make them too soft, and the soil here retains so much moisture. I've got to be careful not to overwater. But yeah, so that's a little bit of an update on what's happening in the garden. Let me grab these extra okra. These ones are so pretty, but these have gotten too big. I don't know if you can see how beautiful. I think this is the heirloom. Oh my word. I'm sorry, dodgy camera work here. This is the heirloom variety that Jess gave me, I think. They're just really pretty. So my mother-in-law loves okra, loves it. She's a southern girl, born in, lived a lot of her life in North Carolina. I think she was born there. I'll have to check. But my father-in-law is from Chicago, so he was not used to it, but she introduced him to okra, and now they both love it. Many years ago, of course. He's been eating okra a long time, and they're definitely fans. She likes to fry it up with cornmeal. It is very tasty when she does that. I also like to add it to soups. It's so good for the gut and so healthy for you. So I like to tuck it away in soups. Hello, hello. It is a couple of days later, and just doing some morning chores. Good morning, Mrs. Potts. Where's your other babies?
1, 2, 3.
Where's the little blonde one?
It's out there on his own.
Is it? Oh, I see it. Good morning, babies.
She's not feeling good about this.
Yes, she's all fluffed up, isn't she?
She hates
What are you all fluffed up for, Mrs. Potts? Well, I hope there's some hens in there and they're not all roosters. She likes being up there. So the ducks have been in this area here for quite a while now, and it's definitely time to move them. So we're going to move the fence to some fresh grass over here. It's been pulling out this morning glory. It's everywhere. And this is the leftover shells from when we were shelling those peas and beans. You know, it took another funny difference between countries is these are called peas, whereas a pea in Australia that I'm familiar with is like a green, small, round, juicy vegetable like that grows in a pod, like green peas. And that's the only peas I had really known of, other than I'm pretty sure there was a musical band maybe in the 90s called the Black Eyed Peas. Does anyone remember that? Anyway, that's the only time I've ever heard of a pea that wasn't green. So, but these peas are not green and they're not juicy. But I'll put them on there to compost with the rest of this. Look how horrendously messy this is. We have got a lot of work to do to get this cleaned and tidied up. Right. I think we've put them in this new area. They've got a bit of shade from the willow tree, which I have to go and get the pruners and prune off those branches because otherwise they're going to short out the fence. So the duckies are in here, and this willow tree is just coming down over the fence a little. So I'm just going to need to prune it off. Now I was watching them before and they're kind of like the leaves. Hey little ones. Molly and Shadow, if you could see them, where are they? Chasing each other through the grass. Oh. Caleb is getting mulch for the trees. There's more willow branches here. Now this is a kind of a small willow, but it is overhanging the fence. I'll put that down there and just see if they like to eat the leaves. I know cattle like willow trees. Do you want to eat the leaves? Oh, you do, huh? I remember my parents telling me stories about my grandfather, who was a grazier. He had a Hereford stud that the family had had for generations. Anyway, he lived until well into his 90s, And look, they're eating the willows. And they used to tell me the story that in his 70s, my grandpa was still mustering cattle on horseback, and he would, during the drought, he would climb the willow trees and lop off branches to feed the cattle. He was a very spry gentleman. They like the willow. So ducks and cattle like the willow trees, apparently. To do. Oh, sorry. Sorry, sweetie. Did they land on top of you? Sorry. Oh, I don't mind at all. I'll have a bite. This bed's ready. The basil has gone crazy and I've just decided to let it go to seed. So hopefully we'll have basil always popping up there. I'm having to put the sprinkler on. Those pumpkins over there, and even this maple tree here is struggling a bit with. It's been a couple of weeks at least since we've had rain, so putting the sprinkler on. So it's just been a pottering, sort of get a few little jobs done morning. We've mulched around the grapes, which are probably needing water as well. Yesterday the big boys mulched over there under the peach trees. So this needed a mulch. And along here, I think we've lost the blueberries, but this grape, this one's probably looking the best. It's looking the healthiest and it's starting to climb up the fence. This here has come up on its own. One there and one there. And I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it might be a mimosa tree, which if it is fast growing and a good shade tree. So I'm inclined to kind of let it grow there. The more shade we have in the front yard here, the better. So we've just mulched them. But I think the blueberries, I don't know, I don't know if it's a combination of the weather, but I think the dogs, honestly, I think the dogs may have dug them up. Because there was one there and it's just, I can't see it at all. So that's sad. Picked these not too long ago, but there's so many green ones. We're going to need to do another harvest soon. There's like every day, of course, more okra. And over here there's more of these peas, along with lots of dragonflies, and there are a few wasps back here as well. Well, that's about it for today. Just a short little video telling you a few things we've been up to. But thanks for hanging out with me as we just get through these last days of a hot summer. I'm ready for the weather to change. I don't know about you, but I'm ready. I'm ready. It feels like some of the trees are ready too, because I don't know if you'll be able to see, but they're just looking dry and thirsty and a little bit tired and weary, a bit like I'm feeling right now. Time to go inside and get brekkie and a big cold drink and start thinking about school for the day. But hopefully a few more weeks, I don't know. So we're in the beginning of the last week of August. So I think it could still be hot through September. Maybe 4 more weeks and then we might see some reprieve. We'll see. Thanks for being here and hanging out with us on this hot August day. We'll see you next time. Sunshine and raindrops until then.